Hello, I'm the normal playing guy. Right, I've been back, I've been busy, but hey, so people have been calling this unit mid, and I'm here to prove you all wrong. We're gonna do a review then of the Easy A. Yeah, I know we came out a few days ago, but hey, sure, we're gonna have a crack at this. So obviously, Janemba and Gogeta came out at the end of the worldwide download celebration. They just finished it off with some extra content. Why not? It was in the movies, and they just gave us this. Is this a precursor to the 10th anniversary? You know, going back to the first, Janemba and Gogeta? Could be, why not? Anyway, so we've touched on Gogeta, now it's Janemba. This guy was really sought after and hugely useful. Leader skill, what he could do. During that time, Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road for movie bosses had only just come out and was nigh on impossible, and this guy gave you a glimmer of hope. He had one massive weakness, technically two, but other than that, he was incredibly sought after. And it's just because he's a defensive unit. We had 120%, we guaranteed his guard, and we could build up, which is really, really nice. You build up by 66% off that, which is really good. Problem number one, the big one, is he builds up key, because by the way, there's no key in his passive outside of this. So again, he builds up key, attack and defense as the second or third attacker. So slot 2 or 3. You needed him in slot 1, which means he never built up, which means some could take him out. He could still, 120% off. It was good at the time, but you could still get riggedy wrecked for some things. So again, it wasn't great. If you found a way of building him up in this difficult content, you were solid. But yes. Secondly, there's no super attack effect. You get greatly lower defense, brilliant, but there's nothing self-inflicting, not even attack, which is a bit disappointing for a defensive unit. Now, however, fast forward a couple of years, it's literally only a couple of years. Wow, did they seriously just do a turnaround? That is insane. 2 years, and this LR went from great to terrible to great again. Now we have 6 key. Just bear that in mind. He built up. Now you auto have 6 key, which really helps for when shocking speed is just the only thing. So that's really nice. With your category buffs, which are now a full 170, he's not a dock and first. I think he was a yellow coin LR, which means that he's not going to get the 180, but corroded body in mind or movie bosses, it's really good. The fact that you can have it's another lead for corroded body in mind, more importantly. It's not a terrible lead either. But 6 key is really nice, 166%. Again, really nice. Factoring in these LR stats. Remember, LR stats do not change on Easy A. So here we go. Basically 17,000 attack is okay. Good amount of defense. 1 dupe is always the most impactful. 13,500 defense, 18,500 attack, crazy amounts of HP. So really good there. Guards all attacks as expected, but now we have 22% damage reduction. Wow. That doesn't seem like a lot, but again, factoring in that you guard and you have increased stats, that's really good. Factoring in you can have a 200% team, really good. Launch an additional attack, 70% chance to super. Sure. Super attack effect. Raises attack and defense for the turn. Greatly raises attack and defense for the turn. 30% buff, 50% buff. So that's nice. Additionals will grant this guy some way off. You're still going to get that, right? You could theoretically go for additionals because he is that way inclined. But yeah, a guaranteed additional, that's a 70% chance to super. That's only for your first initial turn, but we'll see. 2 key up to 6. So you still build up, but rather than building up to only 66, you get that on your first, and you go up to 166. Wow. Crit goes up, crit maintains the 66. I like this. You're getting this again. But I like how rather than you getting 2 key and then 66%, that's your max. You start off with your max first off. So he's already turn 1 just going to outperform his best when he's fully built up pre-easy A. That's insane. That's more like it. 66% to crit means that crits aren't really a thing for him. Additional 66% attack when key is 22 or more. Okay. Additional damage reduction of 22% when you're in the first or second attacker in the turn. Okay, so that has fixed probably the biggest thing, and that is this builds up not in slot 2 or 3, in any, but more importantly, you get this. In slot 1 or 2, you have more damage reduction, so you have 44% guaranteed guard, then you can build up. Now, of course, I would still wager that your first, maybe even second attack could be, or rather rotation, could be on the dicey side, but seriously, each attack performed, I mean, you're going to have, like, this will trigger, and it's each attack. So if this was a normal, if this is a normal, you're fully built up by the end of your turn. It's just that first turn. It could be insane, because it's not as if he gets anything on received, so it's literally that first attack you just have to worry about. Yeah, okay. Additional attack, 70% chance to super when you're in slot 2 or 3. That's not so bad. You could have a more diverse unit, a more capable unit in slot 1. Someone who would, like, say, the new tech Broly. He has guard, 200% defense, or something like that before he attacks. Better for slot 1. You can throw this guy in slot 2, and then great. So that's pretty good. But again, you could still rock the damage reduction, which is nice. You just lose this in slot 2 or 3, but you can get it as slot 2, and you still get the damage reduction in 2. Perfect, and you can build up. 70% off basically dodging a key blast, which is really nice. And again, you can dodge an enemy super attack, 50%. But this is highly good because most super attack from super class events are, well, super class types are indeed blast based. So again, that's really handy, really solid. The fact that you can get stats on this as well, really good. So again, additionals could be indeed the way to go. You could just go straight up dodge, because he has a few additionals built in. He's going to build up probably in the first turn. It might take the second rotation to be fully built up. Kind of depends on hidden potential and whether you had him in slot 2. But other than that, you'd be fully built up with guard and some ridiculous damage. Well, at least 22% damage reduction. So there we go. So he can be good. Yeah, okay. So they have fixed one key aspect of this, which is really nice and too. So the teams that he can run him on, he does have a pretty solid link skill. One of the best, actually. Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, and Legendary Power. Fear, Faith, Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle are all fairly common across. In fact, all of this is fairly common. Surprisingly low in categories. Yes, you got Exploding Rage, Corroded Body and Mind, Uncontrollable Power. The problem with Uncontrollable Power is that it's currently full of Broly, and not a lot. You don't get Big Bad Bosses, amazingly. Metamorphosis you don't get, and Fear and Faith you don't get. Not with the Brolys. Movie Bosses you can rock him on anyway. You'll probably get that for the most. Corroded Body and Mind, again, you'll get that for the most. In fact, this is the team. Some of the more highlight ones you can choose. I'd imagine then that this guy, if it is indeed a Janemba and Gogeta for the 10th anniversary, he is for sure getting an easy A, which would be his best partner, bar none. We are talking... Okay, Harudagon, because you can use him on like movie bosses. Again, Big Bad Bosses, Brutal, the common stuff, right? All the common stuff. But you don't find him. Oh, he is on an Uncontrollable Power. That's good in that one. But he's not on Exploding Rage. Frieza, not on Uncontrollable Power, but a pretty solid link. Not bad. LR Cooler, Again, pretty solid link skill. Not on uncontrollable power. Bit of a funny one. Surprisingly, Boo is. That's pretty nuts. But yeah. Okay, so all round, it's looking fairly good. So let's see if his there's a rage skill, right? Your immortal rage skill. Here we go. Appears to be the same, 66% or more from the 6th term, and we enter this. Previously we do. We get all the key spheres to physical, so you're gonna get two. You don't really need this, but sure, yeah. But this is going to be absolutely bonkers. This would basically mean that all rotations are going to get this, right? Because you'll be able to change the board once, get them all, and then this is just to allow you to get the rest. But the first attack is going to be bonkers. All key spheres to physical, and then you're going to get this. And the guy is going to hate on people. Yeah, obviously we now have, it's not just like high chance to crit. We are now talking guaranteed crits, greatly raise attack, massively raise attack. It's going to be bonkers. That hit is going to be fire, literally hell's fire. Pretty bonkers. So that's really nice. It's going to be huge. He is going to be massively useful in, for example, any one of these. Now, recently, actually, it's been a while since I did a no item run in Extreme Movie Boss Super Battle Road, because it's now easy. But there will be people who won't have quite the team as me. To be fair, that was a few years ago, maybe even last year. You might do now with the anniversaries that have passed and whatnot. But if you're still struggling and you happen to pull this guy, and you happen to awaken this guy, the Corroded Body and Mind missions for the Fighting Legend events is going to be far more doable. There are Fighting Legend events that have Exploding Rage and Accelerated Battle. There are Extreme Super Battle Roads for these. Now, Exploding Rage is an absolute bastard, so there's no doubt you'll probably have a much easier time in that. And I can see that quite a few red zone stages that have you using one of these. And it's one. I can't remember which one it is. There's some high level difficult content that requires you to use Corroded Body and Mind, and I think it's one of the more recent ones. But that is pretty nuts. So again, could be huge. The list of people you work well with, especially because of Metamorphosis, not just big bad bosses, gives you an incredible roster. LR cooler, Easy A cooler, Easy A Boo is still fantastic. Transforming Freeze is still good. Harudekan is bonkers. Black, the guy who just hits casual 20 million just because he feels like it, still one of the best LRs. And again, yes. Now, finally, outside of putting dodge on him, or maybe even some crit, some additional, where does Janemba stand? Because he's by far and away the best Janemba. So they've all had easy A's essentially, except for this guy. He's new. So Janemba is good on the right team. This guy is good on the right team. And this guy can be good, but you gotta get 2 rainbow orbs and 4 key types, which is a bit bonkers. But if you can do that, he can perform. But this guy he's just far and away better. Imagine if he's super easy A, or he has his easy A, and then suddenly we're talking, hey now, look at me. But anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I've been a normal playing guy. I like this unit. Very defensive, just what we need. And he's not overly done. He's just brought into the right spec. But anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you and bye-bye.